Gabby Thomas won 3 Olympic gold medals in one summer. Then, an Achilles injury took everything. No worlds, no title defense, nothing. Most athletes would come back slow and careful. Gabby flew to Africa and booked 3 races in 10 days at the highest altitudes on Earth. What she is actually trying to do will shock you. You need to understand where Gabby Thomas was before the injury hit, because that is what makes everything that happened next so hard to believe. At the Paris 2024 Olympics, Gabby Thomas did not just win, she dominated. She won the 200 meters outright. She ran a leg on the gold medal 4x100 relay team. 3 gold medals at 1 Games. No American sprinter on the planet had a better summer than Gabby Thomas in 2024. Then May 2025 arrived, and everything changed. The Achilles tendon injury showed up quietly at first. Gabby kept pushing through it the way great athletes always try to. She fought through pain, crossed the line, and finished 3rd in the 200 meters by just 1,000th of a second. That margin kept her spot on the World Championships team. Barely. But the injury got worse in July. Much worse. 2 weeks before the World Athletics Championships were set to begin in Tokyo, Gabby made the call. She pulled out. She said she came to the realization that it was okay to be human and take care of herself. She said it was about making the right decision for the long term. For the woman who just won 3 gold medals, that statement cost her something. You do not walk away from a World Championships without it costing you something. Tokyo happened without her. Melissa Jefferson Wooden won the 200 meters. Gabby Thomas watched. Now, remember that. Remember what she gave up. Because what she is doing now only makes sense when you remember that. April 7th, 2026. Texas Relays. Austin, Texas. Gabby Thomas steps onto a track for the first time in competition since the USA Championships the previous summer. 8 months of rehab. 8 months of questions about whether her Achilles would ever be the same again. She runs the 100 meters. She wins. Her time is 11.00 seconds flat. That ties her personal best in the 100 meters. Not a gentle comeback run, not a cautious early season jog, a personal best time in her very first race back. She then ran a leg in the women's 4x400 meter relay on the same day. 2 events. First day back. But here is what you need to hear, and this is the part most fans are skipping over. After the race, Gabby Thomas said she still had a lot of work to do this season. She ran 11.00 flat and said she still had work to do. So what does someone like that do the following week? She books 3 races in Africa in 10 days. Her first time competing on that continent in her entire career. That is not a normal comeback plan. That is a statement. Here is exactly what Gabby Thomas signed up for. Race 1 is the Addis Ababa Grand Prix in Ethiopia on April 18th. Race 2 is the Kip Keino Classic in Nairobi, Kenya on April 24th. Race 3 is the Botswana Golden Grand Prix in Gaborone on April 26th. 3 races, 3 countries, 3 different climates. 6 days between the first and last race. Now here is the fact that changes everything about this schedule. Addis Ababa. Ethiopia sits at 2,355 meters above sea level. That is 7,726 feet. The stadium where Gabby Thomas will race sits higher above sea level than most mountain towns that runners travel to specifically for altitude training camps. Nairobi is not much lower. It sits at roughly 1,795 meters above sea level. That is nearly 5,900 feet. Most American sprinters never race at these altitudes. They fly to Europe for the Diamond League, they race in the United States, they race at sea level, controlled conditions, familiar weather. Gabby Thomas is doing none of that. And she is doing it 8 months after Achilles surgery with her first race of the season just behind her. The question is not whether this is bold. The question is whether this is smart. Here is the truth that most track fans do not know. High altitude has completely different effects depending on what event you run. Distance runners love altitude. They train in Kenya and Ethiopia on purpose because the thin air forces the body to make more red blood cells. Those extra red blood cells carry more oxygen. When a distance runner then comes back down to sea level, their body is supercharged. That is why Kenyan and Ethiopian marathoners are almost impossible to beat. But sprinters are not distance runners. A sprinter does not breathe her way to a finish line. She explodes off the blocks and is done in under 23 seconds. Her lungs barely have time to do anything. What altitude does to a sprinter is strip away air resistance, which can make times slightly faster, but it also puts enormous extra stress on the body during every step. The heart works harder, the muscles scream for oxygen they cannot fully get. Recovery between efforts is slower. Now think about what Gabby Thomas is asking her Achilles tendon to handle. She is not easing into this season in a flat sea-level stadium. She is racing at nearly 7,800 feet of altitude with 3 back-to-back meets in 10 days, while also managing long-haul international travel, new food, new time zones, and new tracks she has never seen before. If the Achilles holds under all of that, she will know something very valuable. She will know the injury is genuinely behind her, but if the travel fatigue builds up, if the altitude beats her body down race by race, and if something goes wrong in race 3 on tired legs in Botswana, the season could end before the Diamond League has even reached full speed. That is the gamble. Remember what we said at the start. Gabby Thomas missed the World Championships. She watched another sprinter take her spot. She said it was okay to be human. But Gabby Thomas did not fly to 3 African countries in 10 days because she is being cautious. She is doing this because 2026 is the only year between now and the next Olympics with no major global championship on the schedule. No Olympics, no traditional World Athletics Championships. This is the year to rebuild. This is the year to experiment. This is the year to come back harder than anyone expects. She is already on record saying she plans to race more 100-meter events and more 400-meter events this season, not just her natural 200 meters. She wants to expand. She wants to show she is not just a 200-meter specialist anymore. And her 2 biggest targets for 2026 are Athlos, the premium women-only track event that drew some of the biggest audiences in the sport last year, and the World Athletics Ultimate Championships in Budapest, a brand new competition that she called innovative and exciting. To be ready for those, she needs race sharpness. She needs her body battle-tested. She needs to know the Achilles can handle full competition pressure at altitude, with fatigue, with travel, with everything stacked against her. Africa is the test. No other American sprint star has done what Gabby Thomas is doing right now. Not coming off this kind of injury, not at these altitudes, not on this schedule. 3 Olympic gold medals, an Achilles injury that ended her world championships, 1 personal best time on her first race back, and now 3 straight races in Ethiopia, Kenya, and Botswana. That is not a comeback story built on playing it safe. That is the truth every Gabby Thomas fan needs to hear. She is not back to compete, she is back to prove something. The Africa Tour is not a warm-up, it is a warning. And whatever happens at the Addis Ababa Grand Prix, the Kip Keino Classic, and the Botswana Golden Grand Prix over the next 10 days will tell us everything we need to know about who Gabby Thomas is heading into the back half of 2026. The truth is, this comeback is real, and the best is still ahead.